Manzanar.
On December 7, 1941, Japanese fighter planes descended upon Pearl Harbor, destroying or damaging nearly 20 American naval vessels and killing more than 2,400 Americans. America was understandably outraged. What happened next was not so understandable. Although this violated the constitutional rights of these citizens, the government cited national security, and virtually all Japanese Americans were forced to leave their homes and property to live in internment camps for most of the war. This is Manzanar War Relocation Center, which was one of 10 camps where Japanese American citizens and resident Japanese aliens were incarcerated. To make it more palatable, they were called relocation centers. Make no mistakes, these were prison camps, located in the High Plains Desert on the eastern side of the Sierra Nevadas in no man's land. Near the entrance is a museum and info center with an abundance of exhibits showing what life was like for these incarcerated citizens of the United States. Manzanar was the first of 10 concentration camps in the U.S. Ah, yes, the guard towers, just like at any prison. And this is the roster with the names of all the prisoners held here.
Liberty and justice for all. Or maybe not.
This area of California is a mixture of extremes. The summer temperatures often exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius. In the winter, nighttime temps average between 30 and 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 16.7 to 22.2 Celsius. In her book, a Manzanar survivor named Jean Wakatsuki Houston described the living conditions. After dinner, we were taken to Block 16, a cluster of 15 barracks that had just been finished a day or so earlier, although finished is hardly the word for it. The shacks were built of pine planking covered with tar paper. They sat on concrete footings with about 2 feet of open space between the floorboards and the ground. Gaps showed between the planks, and as the weeks passed and the green wood dried out, the gaps widened, not holes gaped in an uncovered floor. The latrines were communal with no stalls for privacy. The barracks at Manzanar had no cooking areas, so all meals were served at block mess hall cafeteria style. The lines were very long and stretched far outside regardless of the weather. The food in Manzanar was heavily starchy and low quality, including Vienna sausage, canned string beans, hot dogs, and applesauce. These unfortunate people were imprisoned solely on the basis of their ethnic heritage, having done nothing wrong other than looking recognizably different. The American Germans could visually blend into the population. The Japanese couldn't. To say this is wrong barely scratches the surface, and I, for one, do not want it kept swept under the rug. The icing on the cake? Once they were freed at the end of the war, they had to find their own way back home.